Every new day, we get a chance to set the record straight, a clean slate, the opportunity to choose greatness and to stop making excuses. Motivation is cheap, discipline is difficult, but discipline gets results. Your mindset matters. My name is Miles Biggs, and this is Relish the Journey. Legacies, expectation versus reality. This topic comes to us from none other than Nick John, a veteran of this podcast many a time, and the inspiration for the name, Relish the Journey. If you haven't heard those stories, go back and check out Season 1, Episode 2, and Season 1, Episode 50, both with Mr. Nick John. So Nick responded to my request for content with that one-liner. Actually, it was a one-word, just said legacies. I asked him for more context, and he said expectations versus reality. So when I think of the word legacy, right, as most of you might be thinking right now, it's what we leave behind when we're gone. That's the common term, the legacy of your family, and that's about it, right? The legacy you leave. So somebody once asked me this question, and I think it perfectly sums up what our legacy would be. And they asked me, when I'm lying on my deathbed, what do I want to have been different about the world because I was in it? So take that one in. That's a big question. I'll say it again. When you're on your deathbed, what do you want to be different about the world because you were in it? And however you answer that question, Nick, I would say that's how I would explain legacy. And then as far as expectations versus reality, I think maybe we're all guilty of expecting to have a larger legacy than we actually do right now in the moment. And I think that goes back to one of these I just did recently, right? To talk about the dreams we have versus the goals that we execute on to reach those dreams. Sometimes we're guilty of being too much in the future and neglecting the present, even though how we show up in the present is going to directly dictate our future and our legacy. I also like to add on this topic that every time you interact with someone, every conversation you have, every social post you make, email you send, phone call you actually make versus a text, and even the text you send to the people you love, right? Every time someone ends an interaction with you, the way you make them feel is going to be your legacy, right? At some point, we're all going to die and we're not going to be here. That's facts. Unless Elon Musk or somebody much smarter than all of us figures that one out next. But when we die, we're not going to be here. The only thing that will be left will be the changes we've made on the world because we're in it. And that's going to be the way people felt in our presence, what we were able to do for them, the value we were able to bring to them. That's legacy. So think about that in your own lives. Nick, you can thank Nick John for this pondering this week. What will your legacy be? Is your expectation of your legacy different than the current reality of your legacy? And if it is, good news. You're not dead yet, so you can change it. So think about that question once more. When you're on your deathbed, what do you want to have been different about the world because you were in it? That, my friends, will be your legacy. And that will take us out for this episode. Hope you all realize that your mindset matters and you have the choice to show up powerfully each and every day as you relish your journey. Till next time, everybody, cheers.